Hey guys, it's Eagle, and welcome back to another episode of Nomifactory. Made massive progress in between last episode and this one. So much, in fact, that I don't even think that I can just go around and show you it, otherwise that'll be the whole episode. So what I'm going to do is a rapid-fire showing of what we got done here. So without further ado, let's get it going. Made some vibrant alloy, made some numismatic dynamos, vibrant allo energy conduits, MV energy converter, 16x battery buffer, 16 medium lithium batteries, advanced centrifuge, advanced mixer, advanced electrolyzer, advanced chemical reactor, advanced extruder, advanced distillery, advanced macerator, started making super tanks, also made some barrels to hold our chemicals, ethylene, polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, resonant clathrate, chrome, annealed copper, and most of the rest of the LV machines that we hadn't placed down yet. Also smelted ourselves up some stainless steel dust and some Kanthal dust. And last but not least, trained up a lot of data models. Well, that's pretty much everything. I'm sure I forgot something, but we'll explain that along the way. But the big takeaway from that time in between episodes was how useful DME actually is. I mean, the amount of resources that I generated from this were pretty cool. So the big things that I focused on is I have 2 Enderman data models. This is so we can get the Ender Pearls to keep these machines running with the pulsating polymer clay. And then the other 2 that I have going are shulker data models. This is to get diamonds as fuel for these numismatic dynamos. Now, I don't have the fuel catalyzers in here yet, but the plan is to have fuel catalyzers and auxiliary transmission coils on all of them. I have 4 so far. I do have the fuel catalyzers on these. One thing I did notice about these that is kind of weird though, that I don't really know if there's a way around this, is unless there's fuel in here, it won't automatically drain the buffer. So it won't fill this up unless there's something producing power. I don't know if that's something I'm doing wrong with the fuel or the settings of anything, but that seems to be the thing right now. But as well as that is how much you need to be able to manage chemicals. And the big problem that I was having when I was creating some of this stuff was dealing with the acids, and I still kind of am. So that's why a big part of this episode is I want to take some time in this area right here and build myself a little chemical storage building. You're not really going to be able to tell what it is from the outside. I just thought it'd be really cool. And with all the drums and stuff we're collecting, I need a way to transfer and store all of these fluids that I'm creating, as well like the diluted sulfuric acid. So I need a way to store those. So that's what that building is going to be. I also crafted these lapidary calibrations for all of these so that it can use diamonds, because by default it doesn't do that. You can use things like these coins, which is what I had originally, but yeah, you can use these to create diamonds. So eventually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today because I'm not exactly sure how it needs to be done, is I need to be making enough pulsating polymer clay to sustain a couple of these simulation chambers so that I can automatically create the diamonds and automatically feed them into the numismatic dynamos, so that can just feed itself the entire time. So that's part of getting the resonant ender made too, so I have that set up there. So I was just manually taking ender pearls and turning it into resonant ender in the extractor, and then putting it in the MV chemical reactor to make the clathrate. So that's something that I have to figure out. I need to probably watch some other people do it, so I can kind of see how it's done, because I thought about it and I was like, that seems like it's going to be a really, really complicated process, and I feel like there's got to be an easier way. So we'll see. But the first thing I want to do here is besides going through the quest book here and kind of just seeing all these things that I've completed. So let's go ahead and, how do I complete all? Claim all. So that claimed all those in there. And I think it should have claimed all of the quests. So we've got a lot of them. We're almost through this quest line pretty well. We just got to make a few more of the data models. I didn't make all of them, but made a good amount of them. Same here with the extraterrestrial mobs, but that gave us quite a lot of Nomi coins. Got 5 Nomi quarters and 13 Nomi nickels. Let's go ahead and put those back. Very cool, very cool. So got a little bit into this early game quest line, and I'm thinking the next thing we're going to do is, after making our chemical storage plant, is going to be make stainless steel. And to do that, we need to make a couple MV energy hatches to convert our EBF into HV, so we need two of those, and I'll probably end up making a completely separate one because I'd like to have one constantly going with aluminum, and then, you know, just having extra ones. That's kind of the play, but I haven't taken the time to do that yet. But yeah, that's kind of the play there. Let's see what else we can do. I might get into actually additions here with the atomic reconstructor. It can do some pretty cool things. It'll save us some materials later on. Also need to look into the silicon bools here because that's going to help us with circuit crafting, and that's going to make it a little bit easier. We could probably start working into ME eventually, but I'm not quite there yet. I just don't think I have the things I need yet. Well, that's pretty much everything. So you're going to want to build a chemical plant and get storage for that. I think for the time being, I'm going to use drums. I would like to use these super tanks that I showed, but they're a little bit too expensive right now, but that eventually will be what I use. Other than that, as far as tanks go, I have these portable tanks from Thermal Expansion that are a little bit cheaper to make, so I'm going to craft some of these and see how they work. Hopefully they work in a very similar way to the drums, because the drums are pretty easy to work with. But this is another way, probably the cheapest recipe I have right now of storing fluids. You can store 50 buckets worth. Obviously the drums can hold a lot more. The aluminum ones can hold 128, and the steel can hold 64. So I think we can upgrade these just like we can the dynamos, so might not be a bad route to go down. What else did I make? I also made these ender fluid conduits. I still have the regular fluid conduits from early game and completing that quest, but these ender fluid conduits are cool because they instantly transport the fluids, and you have the ability to put fluid filters in them. So I can have a couple lines of them and just have the different fluids being routed into their respective tanks, and that's going to make my life so much easier, hopefully. So we'll have to see how that goes, but let's see where I want to do. So the plan, let's go ahead and sleep real quick. So the plan is to have a walkway probably right here. I may end up moving these EBFs to this side of the wall. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to anyway because I'm going to need to upgrade this at some point. And then this is going to have a kind of a doorway that goes out that way, and then this is going to be where the fluids come into the other building sitting over there, as well as a walking path to cross into the building from the second floor, so we don't have to go down and out. But let's go ahead and check out where we want to do this. I kind of had it mapped out where I want it a little bit, but not too much. So we're going to have a building. I'm going to dig this down a little bit because it's still going to be pretty tall. I don't want it to be as tall as our main base, I don't think, but I think it's going to be in a little bit different style, so it may not fit into the build style just perfectly. It might just be a different building on the compound, but I don't know. We'll see how it looks and how it turns out. I have a couple blocks in mind that I want to use, but we'll see. I'm thinking about using cyan and light gray terracotta and a couple other blocks that I haven't gathered yet, but I think the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get that chemical building built, and then we can start working on making ourselves some MV energy hatches. Well, it's not completely done, but it's a start. It definitely needs a lot more detailing, and I'll do that throughout the episode and throughout my time in between takes here. But yeah, this is going to be where we are going to house all of our chemicals. We're going to use this big room here and have some shelves on it and have all of our tanks in. And the whole point is that we're going to be able to run them either from the top or from this side, most likely, into these tanks. So this will be decent enough space right now to store some fluids. But yeah, and this is all just extra space here. I'll probably end up putting a wall, and then this will just be other random stuff here. And I'm gonna need I need to be able to access the roof area as well, because I think it's pretty cool. Roof access as well, but it's not too bad. Like I said, just need some more detailing, but it's a good start. So let me take a second here, and then we'll get working on making some MV energy hatches, like I said. All right, and we're back in the base, and a couple things we're gonna have to do before we get the MV energy hatches going. Let's go ahead and check this out. We need these ULPICs, which we get from putting a wafer in a cutting machine. It looks like we can do that, so we're gonna need an MV cutting saw. Let's go ahead and save that recipe. We're gonna need to build that. In order to get the wafer, we're also going to need to make a precision laser engraver. Looks like we can do a regular silicone one here. Yeah, so it's an MV recipe. So we need another advanced. We need an advanced precision laser engraver. I'm going to get the silicone wafer. We just need to get a monocrystalline silicone boule in an MV cutting saw, which we're going to have to make for this recipe anyway. But how do we get this? We just put gallium and silicone into the blast furnace, but it's an MV recipe, so we can do that right now. So we have 2 piles of that, so let's go get ourselves a stack of silicone from this setup down here that's producing infinite amount of it. All right, and I think, theoretically, I don't know if it doesn't need a program chip in there, but boom, boom. Maybe, what did I do? Well, it's making something. I'm not sure what it is, but give me a second here. Not sure what this is going to make. It's going to make a silicone ingot. I don't know what that's used for, but we have one now, but not what we need. So I think we just want to put, now that we have the gallium in there, we can just put this in there with it. There we go. And now we should be creating the boules. And that's going to take quite some time for that to finish. So we're just going to go ahead and let that run here while we do some other things here. So to start, let's see. I think we should start with the precision laser engraver, which is going to need an MV emitter, which is electrum circuits. Oh my, this is something. Okay, so we need 5 MV circuits to make this advanced precision laser engraver. This is something else. Are we sure that we need that to be... Is there no other recipes here? Let's double check this. This seems strange. Oh good, we need an MV assembler as well. Is that even a thing I can make yet? Looks like, yeah, but... Okay, so we might need to do a lot of crafting just to get this done. Like, we're going to need pretty much every MV machine to make this happen. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't even know if I have enough materials to do all this yet, so we'll have to see. I did start grinding up some sphalerite to get myself some more gallium. I also got some silver ore in order to make me more of those circuit boards. So let's see, what's the play here? We want to crush it down, probably. Let's see. Crush it down and then smelt it. It's probably fine. We'll put this in the forge hammer and let that create some more silver. We can just kind of let that go. I'm not too worried about it right now. And let's see, oh, perfect, so this is going. And we've got enough exquisite sapphires here that we will be able to use in the, or is it flawless? It needs exquisite sapphires in the lathe. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. So we do have the exquisite sapphires that we're going to need to make ourselves some blue lenses when we get to that point. So let's just go ahead back in here and start crafting. Let's see what we need to do first. Do we need the assembling machine first? And we just don't have anything. This is our MB one. Okay, we're gonna need a lot more copper cable. Which, to be honest, I don't have any. We're gonna need to get some rubber because you can't even make these. You have to put them in the assembler with some rubber. Okay, so let's get some rubber out. Which we need rubber sheets. I'm just gonna take all of it and melt it down. And into the steel drum we go. Into the assembler. That should be crafting that up. Alright, and we'll let that go. It's gonna take some time. What else is needed? 2 conveyor modules. Okay, that's gonna need more rubber sheets and more motors. Copper nickel wire. I swear I just made a bunch of copper nickel. But it might be 4x. Is it here? Yep. So there's the copper nickel wire. Okay, needs 2x. Let's craft half of it in 2x. Or more than that, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay. And once again, we are going to need more of those. Okay. Let's see. Looks like copper cables are our bottleneck right now. For the conveyor modules, we need some rubber sheets, more copper cable. I think we have the electric motors to make both of these conveyor modules, but we need more of the copper cables and more of the rubber sheets. But we have enough sticky resin. I thought we had sticky resin. Okay, well, give me a second to get all the things I need to craft this, and then I'll be back. Okay, and we have our sticky resin turned into sheets now, and we can craft ourselves 2 MV conveyor modules. Very cool. So, back into here, only things we need are the MV robot arms, which are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but I can. Do I save anything from using this? No. Nope, it's exactly the same recipe through this. So let's just try it. We need more MV electric motors. I'm just gonna hit shift click on that, and it looks like the thing we are missing was electric motors. But how many do we need to make? How many do we need to make 2 robot arms? We need 4 electric motors, but we can craft 1 right now. Okay, and we need another pump, which means we're gonna need 2 more. Okay, we need 2 more of those. Let's get ourselves more copper nickel wire. Takes a lot more copper nickel than I originally thought it would. Okay, heavy robot arm. We need 3, which means we're gonna need more copper cable, but I made a bunch, so hopefully there's still some in here waiting for me. 14 more. Grab the rest of that rubber for the time being. This is why having a storage for all of these liquids would be super nice, because I could just craft up a bunch of it, have it in a building right here, and easily be able to access that and have backlogs of fluids. All right, there's the other robot arm. Okay, well, that should be just about everything. Let's move our items across. We have ourselves an advanced assembling machine. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot why we were making this. Let me go back and double check. Okay, so we're gonna need, oh yeah, it was to make these medium voltage coils. Okay, we need 2 16 fine aluminum wire. Watch, this is gonna need a metal bender. I'm pretty sure this is going to need a metal bender. Oh, thank God, it's ULV. Okay, well, we can go ahead and grab some of that. Another quest completed. Cool, let's grab some more aluminum bars. Let's make 4, should be fine for now. Head into the vending machine. Set to program circuit 3 and let it work. And it looks like we need 16 per. Let's grab that. We're also going to need some more energetic alloy cable, which I have some in here, I remember. Magnetic steel rods. There's one of them. And we just got to hook this up to the MV power, which we should still have some left. And we do. Okay, so I got to be careful here because this, I don't want this to connect. But if this connects, it will blow it up. So I don't know how this is going to work, if I can place this energetic alloy around this extruder, or if I should just get rid of it. I'm going to be honest, I don't really feel like taking the chance. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab that extruder out. Because I don't want it to explode. Okay, so we're going to place this here. Okay. Well, that adds room for the assembling machine. Cool. Here and here. And we didn't need anything else, did we? Program circuit 1. And it should be making ourselves the coil. Okay, medium voltage coil. Very nice. And back down one more level. Okay. So, that checks off the assembling machine to make ourselves the coil of the energy hatch. Just realized we need 2. Because we need 2 to get up to HV. Good thing that we have that. I accidentally made that. In the assembling machine. Alright. Okay, so we're going to need 2 medium voltage coils, 2 MV machine hulls, which we have, 4 copper cables, and 2 ULPICs, which I think should be able to make. Let's see where the boule is at. It looks like it's done, and we have 2 of them actually. There we go, 2 monocrystalline silicone boules. Very nice, another quest completed. Okay, now, we need to turn these into wafers, and I think, yes, this is where we need the MV cutting saw. So let's get rid of the assembly machine and the MV cutting machine. Okay, which is also going to need some water, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Okay, MV cutting machine. What do we need? We are going to need an MV conveyor module. And more copper nickel. Good thing I'm making some more of that. Okay. And the vanadium steel. Oh goodness, I don't remember making vanadium steel. I don't think I have any of this. How we make it? Vanadium steel dust in a blast furnace. Vanadium steel is just chrome, vanadium, and steel. Actually, that shouldn't be too bad. I know I have some extra chrome. Yeah, we got some extra chrome. So let's do 16 chrome. We're going to need some vanadium. Do I have any vanadium steel? Or sorry, do we have any... Oh no, I don't know if I do. Vanadium magnetite, yes. Okay, so this is where we need to... Okay, so we can smelt it into that and then centrifuge it into magnetite and vanadium. Okay, so we're going to smelt this and then centrifuge it. Not too bad. Smelt some vanadium magnetite. And then centrifuge that. We'll let that go. We need steel dust. I don't know if we have any steel dust anywhere. Doesn't look like we do. I think I might have used it all for stainless steel. And we're running low on steel ingots. We only have this much. We only have like 2 stacks left, so we're going to need to make more of that. But let's just go ahead and turn half of this into dust. That should be fine for what we need. Let that go. And this should be done over here. Where's our... Okay, so we got vanadium. To make vanadium steel. Chrome, vanadium, and steel. Okay, so we've got the vanadium, got the chrome. Just need the steel. That should be done now. Cool, and we can use the MV mixer for this one. Or Canthol in there, nice. Vanadium, chrome. That's gonna take 20 seconds to make. We'll let that go. Okay. So, we just need some vanadium steel dust so we can put it into our blast furnace. And then we'll be able to make ourselves the advanced cutting machine to cut our boules. So, what else can we do? Okay. Brass, flawless emeralds. Can I make MV? Can I make this precision laser engraver? Let's try that. Okay, all we need is 2 MV pistons. More copper cables needed. Rubber and copper cable in here. While this is going, we should be able to craft everything else up. Rubber, copper cable, let that go. Okay. Let's see here. So that makes one of the pistons. We need that. We're going to need that for another piston. MV emitter. Oh. MV emitter. Made ourselves some electrum. We need more cables and a flawless emerald, which I know for a fact that we have one. There we go. And that should be just about everything we need. Grab ourselves a copper cable. We might need to make some more, but if that happens, I'll cut and make some more. Okay, and there we go. MV emitter. Precision labor engraver, almost here. And one more piston. And the laser engraver is crafted. Very cool. So now this is what we need to make the sapphire lenses. So let's go ahead and get that hooked up as well. Actually, before we do that, let's grab the sapphire. We need it from the sifting machine. We need the exquisite, I believe. And we're also... Actually, let me double check. Precision laser engraver. Oh, this is what we need to... Once we get the boule. We'll get the wafer in this. Okay, so we actually need to put it in, I believe, the cutting saw. Or is it the lathe? Yeah, we need the lathe. Okay. We need to put these in the lathe. And over 2 minutes, that's going to make ourselves some of those lenses. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. Let's see. How's this doing? Good. Let's check up here. And some vanadium steel. Okay. So now we got to get this cooking because we're going to need some vanadium steel. Get that in there. I assume it needs program circuit 1. Forget you have to leave one in there. And over the course of a minute and a half-ish, we will start getting some vanadium steel. We got a lot of stuff going at one time here. This is a little bit more involved than I thought it might be. Let's hook this onto the MV line. And cool. So now once we get our boules cut, once we get the vanadium steel, we can put that into the precision laser engraver with the sapphire lens, and we will get our, what is it called again? We should be able to get our ULPCs. ULPICs. So, very cool. Slowly but surely, we are working our way. Okay. So we got to wait for this to cook. We got a couple things we were waiting on, so I'm going to cut here, wait for that to cook up a little bit, and then I'll be back to you once I am able to craft everything we need. All right, and that should be everything we need. After we got our vanadium steel smelted, we turned it into plates and crafted the buzzsaw blade. Now, the last thing we need was a little bit more copper cable, and we now have officially our advanced cutting machine. Awesome. So that is the next step we're going to need to get ourselves the bools. So we're going to have to do a little bit of rearranging upstairs to get this thing working. I think we have everything we need. Okay, let's see. What do we need? ULPCs, okay. The wafers, we need the sapphire lenses, which is the thing we're really wanting. The sapphire lens, which needs exquisite sapphires in a lathe, which we should have done now. Cool. And we need to use this in the cutting saw. Right, so we need this in the cutting saw with some water. I'm going to get rid of this rubber. Get myself some water. Get rid of this first. I don't have enough cable yet to route it all the way around, so we're going to have to do a little quick and dirty now. Okay, so, oh, I just put the same thing back down. Cutting machine. Okay, monocrystalline boules in with water. And now over the course of 40 seconds, they will be good. And after that, we can take the corresponding wafers into the laser engravers and make ourselves the ULPICs. Okay, and after getting the silicone wafers, place those in here with the advanced precision laser engraver, and then 45 seconds later, we should have ourselves our ULPICs. Okay, and that is the ULPIC wafer completed, and all these have to do is go back into the advanced cutting machine, and now these will give us the corresponding chips. Okay, and that's our ULPICs, and should be the last ingredient that we're going to need to get ourselves the MV energy hatches. That was a long, long road of crafting and machine making to get ourselves all the way here. So let's go ahead and put those in here and finally make ourselves the MV energy hatches. And wow, that is that is something I don't miss. I won't miss that, but I'm going to have to do that multiple times. Again, I can already tell. So yeah, all we got to do is replace these LV energy hatches for the MV ones, and it will be able to smelt HV recipes, which is the stainless steel. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't have the power set up for it yet, so I'm not going to waste your guys' time. I'm going to get that set up and smelt the stack of stainless steel that we had from before, but that's where I want to end it here today. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs here soon. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, I'm going to leave you there, but I appreciate you guys for hanging out here and watching with me and bearing with me through all the crafting and stuff today. I know it was a little bit different episode today, but yeah, so other than that, it's been Eagle. Peace.